Syed. We're going to have a bit of a Q&A. It's very relaxed, it's very chilled. My name is Mthokozi Zulu, writer and director of Syed. And then I'll let my team here introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, I'm Zain Cahoon. I was the cinematographer and the editor of Syed.
Hi everybody, I'm Garth Stratum. I did the music and the score and a little bit of mixing as well.
Hi everybody, I'm Narusha and I'm the city producer of the 48 Hour Film Project.
I think it's more workplace film, especially when we went to Lisbon for the Filmapalooza. I saw that it actually fits in under workplace because we're talking about a structure of work that's happening that is actually happening in South Africa. And we found out that there's only one machine in South Africa that scans the crates that come in and out of South Africa. One machine on the Durban port, which means out of 90 crates, at most you're going to have only 10 scanned. Some of those crates have girls that are being sold. Okay, so we drew that, and then we were given the character name Anna Sibisi. That's why you hear Anna Sibisi, and the line "I deserve better." So it had to be in there, and also the prop was flowers. We had to see flowers. The character had to be some sort of a coach.
I'll talk you through from a bit of a technical standpoint. So the week before this event, I've been asking colleagues in the industry, do you want to come on board? Do you want to come and help? And I wasn't getting much response because it's not a paid gig, and it's a big commitment. It's working the whole weekend. I think in Tona I had 2 hours sleep on that weekend. So I gathered all the equipment that I could on the Friday and borrowed the truck that was in the last scene and drove to our location that we had hired. I had no idea what we were facing because obviously you draw the genre as I was driving to location. And then I arrived and Mthoa said to me, "Here's your crew." And there were 8 girls that had just matriculated.
They're still in matric.
They're still in matric. And they're from Quadabeka, a township just outside of Pinetown. So these girls had never been on set before. And I thought, well, this is unique. I'm just happy to have keen hands, and I can work with this. So while Mthoa started drafting our script, I started training these girls on how to work on a set, how you can be a boom operator, how you can clap the scene, how you can change lenses, they were all prepped and ready for 4:30 starts on the Saturday morning to film. And we filmed all the way till 8:30, and then we said thank you very much, and Mthoa can touch on the celebrities that we had in our film, the personal friends of his, but we had to upload by I think 6:30 on Sunday night. To produce a result like that, we're very proud of this, and we're very grateful for the opportunity and everyone who came on board to work with us. And
what I did try and do though is just in the spirit of the 48-hour challenge and kind of trying to be accessible to people from all walks of life. I decided before I started that I was going to use stuff that's freely available, software that's freely available to anybody. And so everything you hear in the film is basically free to use software that you can download. And if you have a laptop and a little MIDI keyboard, you can basically do everything that I did. So I just wanted to speak to that because obviously anybody can go and do that. There's probably lots more talent out there than me, and I'm sure there's some young person who's got far more skill than I might ever have.
So the 48 Hour is not just for professionals, for those that are in the industry. We welcome students, youths, anybody basically. There's workshops beforehand preparing the filmmakers for the weekend of filming the amazing race of 48. You're given all your documents. So you are producing a film, it does get screened in cinema. So your location release forms, your artist release forms, your film and publication board document, which is actually very vital because it's not even legal to screen a film without a film and publication board certification. So all of that you guys are taking through, and the advice and the support for actually getting you through that weekend. This project's around for 25 years and it's in 140 cities around the world. and it's a Cannes qualifying film festival. So whoever produces a short film for the 48-hour film project, the winning film, which was Syed, so they represented us internationally. And last year it was at Lisbon, and that event is called the Filmopalooza. And the Filmopalooza rotates between America and Europe. Sadly, it's never come to Africa, and I'm really hoping to have them in Africa. And the only reason why it hasn't come to Africa is because out of 140 cities, it's only in 5 cities in Africa. So what does that say about us as Africans, right? We're really slow to grasp onto stuff, to opportunities. And so this opportunity has been here forever. It opens many doors, for filmmakers, for actors, for, just people that want to penetrate into the industry. But I mean, also just as a teamwork, team building, family event of making a film. So on Friday, we meet online and in person. And this year it's happening on the 16th to the 18th of October. And registrations are opening this Friday, whereby you register a team. And, so all you can do is just gather your crew and know who you want to shoot with. And then on the Friday, we meet online and in person. And you guys will draw a genre. You never know what it's going to be up until that Friday. And so we meet online at 6, at like 6:45, we announce your 3 elements. And obviously this changes every year. So it's a character who's given a name and an occupation, a line of dialogue and a prop, which you would only get on that Friday night. 7 p.m. I advise teams use that Friday night for scripting. Saturday shoot, Sunday editing and uploading. And by Sunday at 7 p.m. your film has to have started uploading onto our portal, the 48-hour portal, which is the international platform. And that's how also the international tracks, okay, cool, you're eligible, you're on time. But obviously there's issues, the USP would suffice, but we have it in our hands. And that's basically how you make a movie for the 48-hour film project in 1 weekend. And all films get screened in cinema. And I've spoken enough.
I like writing, even when it comes to theater, writing about social issues, specifically when it comes to those that affect women a lot. So it's very poetic that today is International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day. And I'd like to find out what you think about the subject that we spoke of. But you can also ask other questions related to what we've spoken about. But I'm interested to find out. There's something in the scene where she's talking about they're not in the killing business. At the end of it, when we were editing, we saw that there was a book there written like travel. It's either written travel or it's written Europe or something like that. And we noticed certain things that we dressed the place, but other things we just sort of like put there, and things just worked that were just put there. I'm touching on that as we're talking about, as Zayn is saying, when you notice that they've been trafficked. It's just those things of when it comes when I'm talking about art, when you're trusting the art, sometimes I believe that it's bigger than you. And if you've just got a story to tell, you just trust. If you believe in God, you trust in God or whoever you believe in, that something bigger is going to continue telling the story beyond you. I'm going to answer it in this way. And going into the festival, the 48-hour film project, there's certain constraints that you will be creating the film by. You need to know who's going to view it, how it's going to be viewed. However, I'm going to announce that we're actually after this going to work on a limited series script of style. That's going to be 7 episodes, 55 minutes each. There, you will get that, because then it's not within a festival, but that's when we're able to do the art the way. We're not going to be limited by flowers. There we can go wild. That's another lovely thing about doing the 48-hour, because then it can be a springboard for something else. When we were in Lisbon, we found out about different feature films that became 6-figure budget films from that first 48-hour, 8 minutes. When I'm writing, it depends. But it was the first time writing under pressure like this, so I was handling it in a different way. So I decided to just walk around and see, in the space that we decided to have, and work with what did we have, so that I can write around that place. So when I saw a place that's like with the library, I was like, okay, and we can have a scene here. I started thinking about possibilities around the space. But then when I walked in, and he touched in a bit of it, when I walked into one of the rooms, because I'm exploring this place now, and I opened the door and everything is set up, Zayn is set up, tracks, the camera is out, clapperboard. He's actually doing a class for these students. And there was a different kind of inspiration. I was like, okay, it must be about the kids and the girls. The story must be about the young people that their future can be in the wrong hands. Because I saw that being the future being in the right hands, because we didn't discuss that he would teach them. But when I got there, it was so, like, my eyes became glassy, because I was like, we're supposed to be nurturing, especially little girls. And then I went to my laptop and then I started writing. My mommy used to tell me, because then I started trying to get into the head of a young girl. But then I was like, let's make her a villain though. But how did she become a villain? That's the thing that we're only going to be able to answer in the series. Because I through the writing as well, then I started doing the research when it came to trafficking and all of that. A villain is made, basically. And when I'm looking at our country and I'm looking at the youth, I'm just thinking, what's the future that we're creating for? So I went there and I started writing scene by scene. So Syed, to sire is to father, and so to parents, to father. But also it touches on sire, as in sir, and elevating something, if I call you sir or sire. So it's talking about this person who's supposed to father children and elevate them by making them sires, but they are actually doing something else, basically. So this story is hidden in a place where you apply and then you join this model house, which is supposed to teach you, and then you're supposed to excel, but it's actually doing something else. I'm sorry guys, we're going to have to cut it there. Sorry. Thank you for being there.